I don't want to talk to the Coldplay couple. They got their stories together. They got their stories straight. But introduce me to this messy friend who got all the detail.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Talk Podcast. I know you guys are already aware where this is going. The internet is so quick and the internet is brutal because they will find out, keep digging, and even find out more. So we want to talk about the situation that happened, or let's say played out at the Coldplay concert. Usually what Coldplay concerts are known for is great time, great entertainment, lots of people having fun, and you sometimes even have engagements, right? People genuinely sharing the love on this jumbo cam, or how you call it, or whatever, right? Even recording themselves and posting. But this time around, it was a different case. We are having a couple who shouldn't be together, or at least given the fact that they are still married, or wait, at least one party is still married for sure. The other party, we are not too certain what her situation is. But let me introduce you and let's see what we can learn from the situation. Mind you, it is hilarious, I know. And there is a lot of gossip, I know. But we're not here to make fun of these people. We're here to see what can we learn from the situation.
Kiss Cam at a Coldplay concert in Boston allegedly caught a married tech CEO in a pretty awkward embrace with a colleague. Have a look.
Yeah. Oh, look at these two. All right, come on. You're okay?
So, right, we already know what happened. The internet has already done their digging and findings, and we know that these two people are married individually, and also we have learned that these two work together and are both on very high positions. Now, she is the top head of the HR, and he is the CEO of the company. So not only is the world learning about you guys being married / cheaters, but also it's going to, bring some issues around your work life. People might not be so, how to put it, interested anymore in working with you guys. It might ruin your credibility. It might ruin your reputation. So in general, if you guys are already thinking, what is there to learn in this situation? Well, I would say do not risk your position for a little fun situation. And to be honest, having a secret relationship, going on a concert is not the best way to keep that secret, right? Another thing that I see as important is the way we all deal with this, the way we all took this shocking, reveal. Myself, the first reaction was kind of like, ooh, that's it for him. He's effed. He's done, right? Because we know how things work lately. I do not support cheaters in any way, man or woman. But one thing for sure, and that is also important for people to be aware, you as a man choosing to go about your marriage life in this kind of a manner, and you get caught, or the outcome is not pleasant, well, the world has no empathy for you. No one is waiting to, catch you up and cuddle you up and give you all the positive, sweet talk. It's going to be fine. No, because if you guys haven't realized, no one is talking about this woman who also is betraying her family, right? Everyone is pointing fingers at this man. He's the big CEO. He's the owner, or he's not really the owner, but he's the big CEO of the company. He runs everything. He's the one who's having the affair with this woman, right? Kind of like she has no play in this. She didn't make the choice to join in this. He's the one who's carrying most of the blame and the shame right now, right? And that is important for people to know, because already now, even if it's none of our business, the world, to my opinion, the world is already trying to fight him and, support his wife that's been cheated on. People are already on their behalf asking questions about what could potentially go, what could potentially be the outcome if there should be a divorce. Is he going to lose half? Is he going to lose more than half? Is he going to lose anything? How is this going to move on in his work life and this career, is there going to be any issues? Like, people are already asking, not only because they care for the woman who's been cheated on, not only because women support women, not only because this is such a heartbreaking story, but basically because you as a man, you made that choice, and the world is ready to comfort you, right? And to some degree, I would say in that case, it's not people's business to comfort you, but you will have to face this. You will have to face this outcome because you put this on yourself, right? Cheating has no space for, there's no acceptance around that. It just doesn't make sense. If you do not want to be in that relationship anymore, communicate that, take the right steps, and then do what you want to do, right? And also, the other part that I found so devastating is that not only are other two adults involved in this and have to deal with the heartbreak and the shame and disappointment and whatnot, but there are children, young and teenagers involved in the situations who have to deal with this, and they didn't ask for this, right? That's another key part to learn. If you think, man or woman, you can just go out there and have your little fun moment, right? Please think again that if this comes out the other way, there are people who are involved in your life, who love you, who care for you, who look at you in a certain way that you are also putting at risk. You're destroying their life with this. There's no other way you can put it. That is the harsh truth. You're destroying their life with this. Because now he or she, whoever that child or teenage child is, this is the way they're going to have to learn that things aren't moving right in our household. And this is not the best way for a child or young mind to comprehend.
Yeah, this story in a pretty awkward embrace with a colleague. Have a look.
Yeah. Oh, look at these two. All right, come on. You're okay?
Yeah, this story really broke all over the internet yesterday. So this man and woman couldn't get off camera quick enough. Coldplay frontman Chris Martin joked to the...
Yeah. Oh, look at these two. All right, come on. You're okay?
Yeah, this story really broke all over the internet yesterday. So this man and woman couldn't get off camera quick enough. Coldplay frontman Chris Martin joked to the crowd that they're having an affair or are just very shy. Well, apparently he was correct about the affair. The man and woman couldn't get off camera quick enough.
Yeah. Oh, look at these two. All right, come on. You're okay?
Yeah, this story really broke all over the internet yesterday. So this man and woman couldn't get off camera quick enough. Coldplay frontman Chris Martin joked to the crowd that they're having an affair or are just very shy. Well, apparently he was correct about the affair. The man, Andy Byron, is the married head of a data company called Astronomer, and the woman is the firm's human resources chief. She was hired just 9 months ago, according to her LinkedIn profile, and he's been at the company since 2023.
Of what's going on and maybe even why so many people are so curious about what happened there.
People are fascinated by relationships. People are fascinated by why relationships break down. And I also think people are fascinated by affairs and infidelity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I just want to clarify for our viewers that there was something circulating on X and on the internet about a statement from Byron, the CEO of the company, but apparently that is not real. So we're just trying to sort that out. But aside from that, when you look at the situation, okay, they're both married to different people. Going forward, what happens now? Does the wife now have evidence from this Jumbotron video, tons of internet memes and video circulating that proves her husband is in an intimate relationship with another woman? What can she do?
So at the breakdown of a relationship, you have a choice of proceeding with a divorce on a no-fault basis or alleging adultery. There's no financial benefit to alleging adultery. If you do allege adultery, you have to prove on a balance of probabilities that there actually was an affair. Mm-hmm. And proving it doesn't get you more spousal support. It doesn't get you to pay less spousal support. It doesn't get you a higher payment for equalization of net family property. So there's no economic benefit in going down the road of proving or trying to prove adultery.
That's so interesting. I didn't know that. I mean,
Yeah.
I'd imagine or would have thought that would be something that worked to the advantage of the person who's clearly upset with what maybe unfolded and they didn't realize. Is there something to be said, though, about maybe the emotional trauma that someone could go through? And in this case, for example, again, we don't know the details. We don't know the full backstory here. But if someone were to say, hey, that's my partner, now the whole world knows what was going on. Is there any sort of argument there?
There's definitely any time there's alleged infidelity, it's going to be a more emotionally charged. It's definitely going to be more emotionally charged, and it does create, if there is an infidelity and someone takes a position that there wasn't. You don't want to do that because you can lose credibility with the court. So if you were having an affair, lying about it, you'll lose credibility with the court. The court won't necessarily find fault and give more spousal support or a bigger equalization. But if they do have a person who's lying, who's saying things that aren't true, you will lose credibility, and that may affect the divorce proceeding if the court finds you to be a person who doesn't have credibility.
Okay. And Robert, another interesting facet to this case is that this person, Andy Byron, he's the CEO, and the woman that he was embracing in the video is his HR chief of staff, who joined the company 9 months ago. I know you're a marriage kind of lawyer, but from an employment law standpoint, is there any grounds for dismissal based on the fact that this is a person seen in a position of power, having a relationship with a subordinate? What happens in that space?
So it depends a lot on the facts. It depends if the company has a policy about coworkers or people with power imbalances dating. It depends if perhaps they've already told their employers, and that and the employers knows about it and is okay with it. The power imbalance is definitely going to be an issue on the employment side because new employee who is in a vulnerable position in a relationship with someone who's got power over their rise in the company, there's definitely tons of issues there.
Robert, what do you think we're going to see happen next here? I mean, given the profile, especially of the CEO, the interest from literally everybody at this point. I mean, you can't even open up your phone without seeing that video and people kind of commenting. What do you think we're going to see next with this? Do you think we'll hear from either side?
So now, what a shame, what an unnecessary situation. The news is broadcasting it, everyone is talking about it, I'm talking about it, right? It's just a mess, and this is definitely a situation that you can avoid if you're someone who's making tough decisions at work all day, every day. I am sure that you can make tough decisions in your private life, right? But people, they don't want to put themselves in those tough situations, right? But they still want to play along and have their fun and have their cake and eat it too. And all these things always turn out to be a mess. I have yet, never ever in my life, to come across any kind of sneaky, winky, weirdy story that went well. It just doesn't happen. They always go wrong. Do I think we are going to hear from these people? No. Apparently, or allegedly, there is some kind of, him speaking on this, but no one is sure if it's, him actually or it's a fake. We don't know. I found a clip that talks about his apology, him taking accountability, which if that was his, to be honest, that is the worst apology / accountability that I have ever had, to experience someone putting out there. And altogether it's a mess. But one little tiny thing, who is that other woman in the picture, right? Who is that other woman in the picture? Well, I do not know too much. I don't even know her name. But for what I've found on the internet, someone was already alleging that they are kind of friends. They know each other. They work with each other. She obviously had no reason to hide her face because she's not involved in this mess. She's not cheating. She's not doing anything. But the whole world thinks, the internet thinks, she knows a bit more about their situation, right? Maybe because she's involved in, the knowledge about what they're having on in work, what's going on at work. That's why she's, who knows, getting special treatments, getting invited to the Coldplay concert as well. Who knows? Someone was alleging that they know each other and they apparently hump from company to company and get into these top positions very quick. There wasn't much said to that, but you kind of get a feeling where that comment is going to. People were looking into her social media and finding certain posts that kind of now have a disgusting taste somehow. Almost kind of like, you know, I do certain things to get my position. Not my words, just people having different thoughts. And it's just bad. It's really just bad. I do not wish this situation on anyone. So I hope people learn their lessons from others who've already messed up, so we don't keep messing up, right? This is not a way to go about your marriage if things are difficult in your marriage. You need to work through that. You need to solve them. You need to separate if there's no other way. You need to get a divorce. You do it the right way, the respectful way, the most healthy way for your family, and not this way. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you in the next one. Bye.